would like to share some information with you about our open houses, our summer registration, and a tip about another step you can take in following through with our website. Our summer registration will occur this summer. It will be the first time we will hold a summer registration on August 16th and August 18th. You may choose one of the 2 days to come. We will be at the Jack Young Middle School on Draper Street, and the registration will be from 11 o'clock in the morning until 6:30 in the evening. You do not need your children to attend this registration unless you have a BELK child, a child that will be registering for our 4-year-old kindergarten program. Please stay tuned and watch for a flyer that will be available in our community and coming home with our current elementary students. This will also be available at the April 13th registration. We look forward to as many people as possible participating in this summer registration effort. Our open houses will continue as they have in the past. They will be held in August, just prior to the start of the school year, and we will be publicizing those dates and times very soon. If you'd like to continue searching on our website, we invite you to look at the video, A Day in the Life of a Kindergartner. It will give some great information and explain some key concepts to our kindergarten day here in Baraboo. Thanks very much for watching.
Take a minute to talk to you about school supplies and things that your child will be needing to bring to kindergarten. You'll find the list of school supplies, kindergarten school supplies, on the district website. And as you bring the supplies to school on that first day, there's no need to have names on them. We share everything in kindergarten, well, most things in kindergarten, at least supplies, and so no need to put names on glue and crayons and markers and things like that. When you are out shopping for backpacks this summer, make sure you buy a backpack that is large enough to put a Friday folder in, a large library book, snow pants, boots, and so on. So make sure the backpack is large enough, and then they can use it again next year also. So that's a good idea. Also, we recommend no wheels on them. They tend to break and are cumbersome for the child to hang it up. So just a nice size backpack, and make sure their names are on them, because often children get the backpack from the same store and there's multiple of the same backpack. Then we'd also like you to bring a change of clothes for your child. We have accidents in kindergarten, and so please put a change of clothes in a Ziploc bag with your child's name on it. And you might think about during the year they grow a lot in kindergarten, so you might want to change out clothes. Also, fall clothes are different than winter clothes, and so on. So think about changing out clothes. Again, names on clothing. You want to do that also with jackets, snow pants, boots, gloves. We pretty much the same size especially at our school, at West School. So it's a good idea to have names on the items so they can find them in a midst of lots of different of the same size. Shoes, we recommend that they wear soft sole shoes every day in kindergarten. Please don't have, especially girls, wear sandals. They're at recess and their toes can get stubbed and so on, so it's a good idea to wear like tennis shoes. Also, if your child cannot tie their shoes, it would be very helpful that they have Velcro shoes, or there's some springy laces that you can purchase at Walmart that is helpful so they can put the shoes on and off by themselves. In kindergarten, they do need to be able to get dressed and undressed by themselves. Helping them learn how to practice with zippers, buttons, all those things is a good idea also. And then on another note, for social skills, please have your child practice saying please and thank you. We use those words a lot in kindergarten. It's just good manners, and if they can have that experience at home, that'll be really helpful for their first school experience.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you about forming letters and writing in kindergarten. It's really important when you're helping your child learn how to write his or her name to practice always beginning with an uppercase letter and lowercase letters following. This is the way that we print in kindergarten. We call it our kindergarten way to write their name. If children use uppercase letters as a habit, it makes it particularly difficult to break that habit later on. Additionally, it's very important that children begin from the top as they're printing and pull down, as opposed to starting from the bottom and pulling up with the letters. You can refer to the chart on the back of the kindergarten handout you received at pre-registration. That will help guide you through each individual uppercase and lowercase letter formation. Writing experiences are very important. Each day in kindergarten, your child will participate in a writer's workshop time. You can help your child be prepared for these writer's workshop experiences by showing them the value of writing in your everyday life. This can be as simple as writing out a shopping list together and then following along as you go through the store, or having your child watch you write a thank you card to grandma, and then they can sign their name. I'd also like to talk to you today about the importance of attendance and being punctual to school. Attendance is really habit forming. What your child does in kindergarten is an indicator for what they will do later on in school. If they're not on time for school, they will be missing valuable learning experiences in their day. Often, kindergartners begin right away with a writer's workshop time or even a math journal time. And so if they're not here, they spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. We certainly understand that often there are unavoidable appointments, but we appreciate you taking time and attention to scheduling appointments outside of the school day when possible. And we appreciate all efforts that people make to get their children to school on time every day. Thank you.
Hi, I'm here today to give you some tips for your family and your upcoming kindergarten student in the areas of fine motor skills, large motor skills, and math. So I'm going to start with fine motor skills first. For your child, it will be very beneficial for them if they're using the correct pencil grip in whichever hand that they're preferring to write with. Also, when they're writing letters or numbers, please have them start from the top and work their way down. When your child is practicing writing his or her name, please ensure that they're using an uppercase letter to start their first name, followed by lowercase letters, and the same with their last name if they're ready to move on there. We found it's a little bit difficult to break the habit of all uppercase letters if that's what they've been doing so far. Also, if you'd like to go out and purchase your child a pair of blunt tip scissors for some practice over the summer, that will be great for them, cutting out simple objects and maybe following along a line that you produce for them. For large motor skills, please make sure that you're giving your child a great opportunity and a variety of different things to play, both inside and outside. Running, jumping, visiting local playgrounds, or the swimming pool play will be great to enhance their large motor skills. Also, anytime they're throwing or catching using a variety of sizes of balls will help not only their large motor skills, but their hand-eye coordination as well. Also, going along with that, please try to limit the amount of TV or video games that your child is able to use each day. Putting a limit on that can really help and ensure that they're getting outside to play even more. There's also an invisible midline down the center of your body, and anytime your child can do activities where they're crossing that midline can also benefit their brain development. Goes hand in hand with when they start using their left and right side of their brain. So anytime they might use something on their right side of their body and cross it to touch something on their left, or anytime you're passing things across your body would be beneficial for your child. Let's move on to math. For math, we're asking that you really focus on the numbers 0 through 20 with your child, not only forming the numbers, again, when they're writing, start at the top and work your way down, but also being able to read and recognize those numbers. You could also use manipulatives to form the numbers instead of just writing. For example, you could use buttons to start forming some of those numbers. We also want your children to have a lot of counting experiences, especially where they need to point to objects as they're counting them. And you can incorporate this into your everyday life. So maybe when your child is given a snack, they could count how many pieces of snack they received. or they could count the number of steps it takes for you to get from your car to your house. Also, playing board games not only will benefit your child, but your whole family. Have a family game night, because that incorporates so many math skills right in those games. And also check out our local library and see if they have some books for counting and that involve number and repetition, and read and reread them lots of times. I hope these tips help, and we look forward to seeing your child in the fall.
Okay, I'd like to take a minute to talk a little bit about good communication between home and school, and also some self-help skills. Should I start over again?
Start that one over. Sure.
Okay. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk to you about some self-help skills that you can do with your child at home that would be very helpful for them to continue to practice at school, and also the importance of communication between home and school. One thing that's really important in kindergarten is shoes. There can be lots of different kinds of shoes, but your child should choose a pair of shoes that he or she can do all by themselves at school. This may start out being Velcro and move to tie as they learn, but the more independent they can be, the easier it is for us to get around to all the children. Along with shoes is some time in the bathroom. The children should be able to use the bathroom independently and be able to do any kinds of buttons or fasteners all by themselves. Another thing that's very important to remember when in the bathroom is that your child should remember to always wash their hands using soap and paper towels appropriately. That's a great thing to practice at home or when out at a restaurant as well. Also, being able to, when you're coughing or sneezing, covering your coughs is really important so we can help keep each other healthy. And also how to properly blow your nose and dispose of the tissue is a really important skill. The children should also remember to say please and thank you, and just some of those basic manners that you teach them at home are great to practice before kindergarten. Another thing that's really important is good communication between home and school. This is something that we really stress in kindergarten, and we hope to really promote with your help. Some ways that you can have good communication with your teacher is by checking your child's Friday folder or nightly folder that may come home on a nightly or weekly basis. This will have lots of important notes and information. This is also a good way to send notes or lunch money with your student to school. Other ways that you can contact your teacher would be by using online resources. Many teachers have an online web page or emails that go home. Also, feel free to contact us via phone or through a note that you can send in your child's backpack. We can't emphasize enough how important it is to continually communicate between home and school. So please feel free to contact us at any time. We're so excited to work with you.
One of the most important things that you can do with your child is to read 15 to 20 minutes every day. Exposing your child to literacy is the first step in helping your child learn how to read. Allowing your child to choose books that are interesting to them will engage them in their learning. Explore the book with your child, show your child where the front and the back of the book are, talk about the placement of the text on each page, show your child where to start reading, identify the different letters in the words, practice making the letter sounds. Play with the sounds by rhyming. So many things to do with books. Recognizing words around the community also helps to spark your child's interest in letters and sounds. Your child might know the name of a local restaurant. What a great way to expose them to different letters and sounds and show them that letters make up words. A great place to find a wide variety of books is the Baraboo Public Library. This is a wonderful place for you and your child to visit. You can access books that your child can read, as well as books that your child finds interesting. Great books to check out are books that identify the relationship between letters and sounds. This is a skill that we hope most students have by the end of the first quarter. You can check the kindergarten handbook for more ideas about activities you can do to introduce letters and sounds to your child. Introducing your child to literacy is the first step in helping them to become independent readers. You are your child's first teacher. You are a role model for them. Show them that you enjoy reading books, magazines, and newspapers. You can make a difference in your child's learning. As your child enters kindergarten, please join us in their educational journey. You are welcome to volunteer during different parts of the day. What a great way for you to know what your child is learning.
Hi,
I'm here to talk to you today about tips for making the transition to kindergarten a little bit smoother for you and your child. When you're preparing for school in the fall, it's really important to take your child with you to buy their school supplies. Make it fun. Let them pick out their folders and count how many crayons they need, and they'll really feel more a part of it. When you know the school that your child will be going to this fall, take them to the playground. Let them explore the equipment that's there and have fun and learn how to use it all with you there. Be sure to carry on conversations with your child about how much fun school has the potential to be. They are going to experience music class, physical education class, art classes, and more importantly, they are going to become readers by the end of the year. A good way to help them get excited about school is to also watch the video, A Day in the Life of a Kindergartner, found in our Baraboo website. For the first day of school, plan on attending with your child. We will have staggered attendance for a portion of the day. So that means you will be here with your child for only part of the day, and then your child will go home with you. The bus does not operate on that day for kindergartners, so plan on driving your child. Despite our best efforts and your efforts to prepare your child for the first day, sometimes your child might be scared and not want to leave. It's very important that you realize that there will come a time in a day when you will have to leave your child, and we will help you through it. It will be okay. We thank you for your efforts to make this a smooth transition with you and your child, and we look forward to making this a great year.
The reading specialist will spend time working with the teachers to plan lessons for reading and writing with the kindergartners. And then when the reading specialists are in the room with the students, at the beginning of the year, we'll work on basic things like letter sounds and letter recognition with the students, especially those that are still pre-readers. If they're coming to kindergarten and they're already reading, then when the reading specialists are in the room, we'll work on giving students books that are at their instructional level, which means they might not know every word, but they're working on it. And we will be there with the students to be working on those things and writing as well. At the beginning of the year, we'll also still be working on things like blending and segmenting words, which is when we're using those letter sounds and putting them together, separating them, which is going to help when they're reading those books and sounding out the words in their books. And like I said before, we'll be there for reading as well. So we'll be working on making complete sentences and complete ideas, forming the letters correctly, writing their name correctly, spelling their name correctly, things like that. And it's very fun. We love being with our kindergartners.
Hello, I am one of the ELL teachers in the Baraboo School District. ELL stands for English Language Learners. In kindergarten, students may be referred to as DLLs or dual language learners. A child who qualifies for ELL services may come from a home where parents, grandparents, or guardians are speaking a language other than English with the child. Kindergartners will receive most of their education within the regular education kindergarten class, with the ELL teacher providing support services. An ELL teacher may work with the teachers, parents, and students to make sure the student is doing the best they can in the regular education classroom. Whenever possible, a translator will be provided for parent-teacher meetings and other important communication. We are fortunate to have a native Spanish speaker working with us who translates many of our district forms and school information. Thank you, and we look forward to meeting you and your child in the future. Hola, yo soy una de las maestras de ELL en el Distrito Escolar de Baraboo. Las siglas ELL se refieren a apéndices del idioma inglés, English Language Learners. En el kindergarten, los estudiantes pueden ser referidos como DLLs o Dual Language Learners, que significa aprendices de dos idiomas. Un estudiante que cualifica para los servicios de ELL puede venir de un hogar donde los padres, abuelos o guardianes hablan con el niño en un idioma diferente al inglés. Los estudiantes de kindergarten recibieron la mayor parte de su educación dentro del salón regular de kindergarten con el apoyo de los servicios de la maestra de ELL. La maestra de ELL trabajará con los maestros, padres y estudiantes para asegurarse que el estudiante está haciendo lo mejor que pueda en el salón de clases regular. Siempre que sea posible, se proveerá un traductor para las reuniones de padres, maestros y para otras importantes comunicaciones. Somos afortunados de tener trabajando con nosotros a una persona que su idioma natal es el español, que traduce muchas de nuestras formas del distrito y información de las escuelas. Muchas gracias y esperemos poder conocer a sus hijos en el futuro.
Did you know that the average 5-year-old comes to kindergarten with a vocabulary of 4,000 to 5,000 words? And it takes them 35 exposures to learn a new word. 5-year-olds are also able to say most of the speech sounds. However, it is common for them to have some sounds that are still developing. If your 5-year-old is not understood by very many people, it would be important to let the speech therapist at their school know right away. There is a speech therapist available at every elementary school to help your child with their speech, language, or both skills. The speech therapist will work with you and the classroom teacher to ensure that they make the most progress possible. It is good to read books to your child and ask them lots of questions while reading the books to improve their speech and language skills. You can also talk about your daily routines and things that are happening in your home or in the community around you. If you have any concerns about your child's speech and language skills, please check with your classroom teacher or the speech therapist at their school. Thank you.
Ready when you are.
Okay. Whether this is your first child to enter kindergarten or your last, it is perfectly normal to feel a little unease. This is your child's first all-day, everyday school experience. Since kindergarten is so vastly different from when you and I were children, you may be wondering, what are the expectations of kindergarten? What should my child be prepared for? Is my child ready for kindergarten? Or will kindergarten be challenging enough for my child? Hopefully, as you watch this video, your questions and concerns will be addressed and it will put your mind at ease. However, if you have any concerns with your child's development in any area, whether it be maturity, pre-academic skills, motor skills, speech or language skills, cognitive functioning, social interactions, behavior, I would encourage you to contact your child's school psychologist prior to entering school. Students enter kindergarten with vastly different background experiences, so please be assured that these concerns, the majority of these concerns, are addressed throughout the kindergarten day with the regular kindergarten curriculum. Your child's teacher is trained to differentiate the curriculum to fit students' needs. As the year advances, there are some children who, with repeated instruction and a variety of strategies, do not make the progress that is expected. Or on the flip side, are making excellent progress and need to be challenged further. At this point, the teacher may ask to discuss your child's situation in what is called the problem-solving team. The job of the problem-solving team is to come up with an intervention to address the concern. So once this intervention is in place, we monitor progress to see if the intervention is effective and change based on the effectiveness of the intervention. Sometimes children need an intervention plan for just a very short period of time. Sometimes they need a variety of different interventions until we come up with something that works. Other times, a special education referral may be warranted. Your child's teacher will keep you informed of your child's progress. Please, please keep your child's teacher informed of any questions you have or any concerns that you have. As emphasized throughout this entire video, communication between home and school is the key in helping your child have a great kindergarten year.
My job as a school nurse is to support your child's education by helping to keep students and staff healthy and to assist with health needs that children may have during the school year. We do this in different ways. We make sure that all students are immunized according to Wisconsin laws. This summer, take your child to your healthcare provider for a checkup and updates to any immunizations he may need. Regular attendance is one of the keys to your child's success at school, as well as important quality for the rest of her life. Occasionally, a child will be too ill to participate in school and may need to miss a day or two. For example, if he has a fever, is vomiting, or has diarrhea. If your child has been prescribed medication for a communicable illness such as strep throat or pink eye, the child needs to be on the medication for 24 hours before returning to school. This helps to reduce the chance of exposure to others. Please see the student handbook in the health section for more illness information. We all come down with colds and minor illnesses that don't cause us to miss school or work. So we teach children at school the most effective way of minimizing the spread of these germs. Frequent hand washing, covering our cough and our sneeze and our elbow, and keeping our fingers out of our mouths, our noses, and eyes. You can help by practicing these habits at home too. Sometimes children need medication at school. We have guidelines that must be followed for any medication to be given at school. You'll find these guidelines under health in the student handbook, as well as the form that needs to be completed for any medication administered at school. Lastly, if your child has any special health needs or conditions, it's very important for me and the teachers working with your child to know this information. For instance, food allergies, seizure disorders, or diabetes. We will work together with you to put a plan in place for your child's safety and success at school.
Hello, if I may take a few minutes to speak shortly about parent-teacher conferences and the parent associations in each of the elementary school. Please allow me to do so. There isn't a more important role or duty that you could assume as a parent than to participate in parent-teacher conferences when they're scheduled throughout the school year. It's just a crucial time for you to show support of your children and communicate with your child's teacher. Again, they're offered just a couple of times each year, and it's just a golden opportunity to show the value of your child's effort at school by coming and participating. We really shoot for 100% participation at the elementary school level for parents to come in and participate in those conferences. So please mark that on your calendar as a top priority when they come up throughout the school year. And if I may put a plug in for participation and support of each school's parent association. The parent associations play a critical role in helping us support students and their learning at school. Through their fundraiser efforts and a typical fall fundraiser with selling food or small gift items, each school raises valuable funds to help support students' education through the purchase of technology. Many schools have purchased, or parent associations have purchased smart boards for the given classrooms, as well as some schools have opted for laptop collections that could be utilized by a given class as well within a school. Another use of the fundraiser might be to supplement field trip opportunities for students, as well as bringing in perhaps guest authors or speakers or assemblies for a given student or given school as well. So each of those fundraiser efforts are certainly appreciated and used to enhance and enrich the school experience of each given student. And again, we want to thank you for your possible consideration at any level of support for the parent associations, including those that may be able to attend the monthly meetings and contribute as leaders within those organizations as well. Thank you.